Hey guys, it is road tripping Agnes. I'm in a car. So after my disastrous travel to Copenhagen by train, I was on a train for 10 and a half hours. It was disastrous. If you haven't watched that video, you should, because it was an epic romp. There were many twists and turns, and it was a disaster. So after that experience, I said, I am never, ever, ever, I'm not doing a long train through Denmark again. Like, it's not worth it. It was such a terrible experience, and apparently it's not like it's a very rare thing. It happens in Denmark quite a lot. So I was meant to be flying home from Copenhagen last night, and Andreas was like, I'm going to cancel your flight. You're not flying home anymore. And I said, how are we getting back? And he was like, we're going to take the train. And I said, over my cold, dead body. And he was like, nah, I'm joking. We're going to drive. So I'll show you a map in my hand. We were in Copenhagen here. It is like a little outlying bit of land. And then there's another little outlying bit of land. And then there's like the rest of Denmark. And Aalborg, where we're staying, is all the way up here. So basically, there's a company kind of in the middle of that journey, a company that Andreas's company needed something from. So it needed to be like either collected or it was going to be couriered, but whatever. And so he offered to collect it. And people were like, oh, yeah. And he was like, no, seriously. I'll drive from Copenhagen to Aalborg if it means I get a rental car and I get to do like a fun little road trip. So we have driven. We left Copenhagen this morning at... Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I didn't even try and cover my mouth. I'm really tired. We left Copenhagen at like 7. Oh my God. The likes are just out of control today. The likes are out in force. We left at 7. And it's been fun so far. So we're like 2 hours. Oh my God. We're 2 hours into a 5-hour drive. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all the news I got to report. Copenhagen was awesome. But you will have probably seen how awesome it was in the video I'm going to make. I shot a ton of footage. A ton. I don't know how much of it will be usable. But yeah, it was a really, really nice weekend. I felt a little bit emotional saying goodbye to my family yesterday. But I'm going to be seeing them I'm going to be home in like a week and a little bit anyway. So, in fact, not even a little bit in a week, like just a week, I'll be home. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. But yeah, it did feel quite odd to just like leave them at the airport yesterday, just walking away. It just felt like I should have been going with them, you know. But I only cried a little bit. So, perfect. Job done. I think that was pretty impressive that I only cried a small amount. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you. I'm kind of looking forward to being back in Aalborg, actually. Copenhagen's nice, but the time we've had in Copenhagen, it's been so hectic. We've only done 2 weekends. One weekend when Andreas' family was here, and then one weekend with my family being here. Also, I don't really know if this is considered appropriate content for YouTube, but I just feel like on my channel, whatever I decide is appropriate. So there we go. I guess my analytics are going to tell me whether people agree with me or not. I've got a huge spot between my eyebrow and my nose. Oh, you can totally see it. And it started off as like a massive lump and I didn't do anything with it. And then it kind of started to disappear. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. It's literally just going to pop up and go away entirely on its own. Isn't that awesome? And just today, I've noticed that the lump is becoming quite a bit more severe. So I don't actually think it was disappearing. I think it was just gathering to one point. So Andreas is in this place that we're at. He's in this building, this company. And he asked me if I wanted to go in with him and like see the stuff he was looking at. And honestly, the thought of going in somewhere like that when I'm, yeah, I just don't look great and I don't have any makeup on and I'm so tired. So I thought I'd just sit in the car and talk to my camera instead. And they're probably going to think that we're a really weird combination because they've got such a long drive. Andrea's like, I want to wear shorts to drive. So we arrived at this place and I was like, this is a work thing. Are you going to put on trousers? And he was like, no, this company is, we're their customer. So I'm not here to like impress anyone. And he was like, I think it's fine, me going in. So he is wearing shorts and he's wearing these very brightly colored socks that he pulls up really high on his calf. This is such a bad look. And they're like Edinburgh Castle socks. So they're bright blue for the sky. And then they've got this huge gaudy Edinburgh Castle with like green stuff around about the bottom. They are comical, absolutely comical. And now I am sitting in a very, very small car park. Quite a few people have seen me so far talking into a camera. So I reckon they're going to think as a duo that we are very, very strange. Probably. Okay, guys, this has been something and nothing. I'm driving the length of Denmark today. And actually, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. It's not the whole length. It's not the whole length by any means. And also, I'm not driving. So I guess it's a lot less cool. I'm a passenger in a car for some of the length of Denmark today. That's pretty cool. You gotta admit, that's pretty cool. Okay. Peace, guys. I don't know how much more of today you're going to see. If there's anything interesting, I mean, I'll show you. I'll do some more driving footage, but the weather's been, it's pretty grey and drizzly. So every single road we've been on so far has looked like every other road we've been on so far. Okay. Sick. Peace, guys. Hey guys, it's Albor, Agnes. So I'm home. I mean, I'm not home, but I'm partially home. So we just got back right now and Andrea's got ready and went to work. And I am so stoked to be home alone for an entire afternoon. So when I got here many moons ago, the prospect of spending all day in the apartment, I think initially I was excited about it, and then quite quickly I became obviously super lonely. I say obviously because I assume at this point in Christmas, you guys have seen me talk about how much I've missed my family and stuff. But last week I got really busy with just like editing of videos and stuff. That pace really picked up, so I was more occupied during the day. And then having had some really intensive family time over the weekend, it's been a really nice reset. And once again, I think I'm really going to enjoy spending time by myself today, like for the rest of the day. And that's how I'm used to things being at home is like really, really enjoying my own company, but it's not been like that here because I've been so lonely. Forgive me. Forgive me for that voice. Also, forgive me because when I filmed myself in the car, I looked back. My eyebrows were absolutely cuckoo bananas. I think that what had happened was I put my eyebrows on first thing this morning at like 7 a.m. in the dark flat in Copenhagen. And I had then entirely forgot I even had eyebrows on. So I'm obviously scrubbing away at my face while I'm yawning a billion times. And you know how they say your eyebrows should be sisters, not twins? I felt like looking at mine there, they were distant, they were second cousins, 3 times removed. I don't even know if that's possible, but they were bad. So yeah, just, you don't need to point that out to me, okay? Because I noticed, so I beat you to it. I beat you to it. So I'm home. I'm about to unpack. It's messy here. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going about. It's really messy. I'm going to eat something and I'm going to unpack and I'm going to light my candles and get in my pajamas and I'm just going to have a hygge afternoon. I think, so hygge, it is the closest that I've gotten to being able to pronounce. I feel like what most people in Scotland anyway would probably mispronounce as like hygge, like Hygge, you know, the Danish art of doing nothing. I don't think that's actually how they describe it. The Danish art of being cute, cozy, comfy inside. You light your candles, you put on your pajamas. You know, that's my understanding of it. So that's what I'm going to do. It's rainy outside, which I love. Love the rain. Tonight, Andreas and I are going to the cinema when he gets back from work. So I'm actually also going to have a coffee. It's 1:30. After 1:30, I'm going to have a coffee because I'm crazy. But no, because we're going to be at the cinema quite late last night and I didn't sleep very well last night. So I'm going to really need my energy to stay awake for the movie. We're seeing Gladiator. It's pretty long. So yeah, that's what I'm about to do. I'm going to film my tidy up, but first I'm going to eat something and you're not going to see that because who would want to watch that happen? No, you don't get to look at that. Okay, wrapping it up. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you about this. So when we were at the weekend, my niece, when we were in the Tivoli gardens, she showed just a very small amount of interest in a unicorn balloon. And my sister was like, amazing, done. I'll get you one. She wasn't interested in it really whatsoever from there. But we've been lugging this huge unicorn balloon around. We attached it to the buggy. And then when you're pushing the buggy, it's like just consistently in your face. And then if you let it go behind you, it's consistently in other people's faces. Like it just, oh my God, absolute mind of its own. But my niece really wasn't that fussed about it. She showed a little bit more interest in it the day after, but I felt so sorry for the guy and they couldn't take it on the plane. So the unicorn traveled all the way back from Copenhagen. Oh my God. It's not really a thing of beauty. It's not to my taste, but it's mine now and it lives here with me, I guess for the next, until I go home and then it's got to go. But in the meantime, so yesterday I was walking around the airport after I dropped them off. I was walking around the airport, just a 30-year-old woman with a unicorn balloon. And we no longer had the child with us either. Like the kid was gone. So it just looked like it was mine. It was very embarrassing. Okay. I don't know when I'm going to be here next. This might be the end of the video, actually. I don't know. Should I know these things? It just depends. No, this isn't the end of the video. I'm not saying a proper goodbye. I'm just saying a see ya later. Hey guys, what is up? It's editing Agnes. We know her. We love her. I'm not sure that's something that I can personally speak to. So I think it looked like that was going to be the end of the video. You've just seen it. I'm in my pajamas. I'm eating. I was really happy at that point, right? I was really, really happy. My plan for the rest of the day was like hang out a little bit. I had a little bit of work to do on a video. And then Andreas was going to come home from work, and we were going to go to the cinema to see Gladiator 2, which I was really excited about because I only very recently saw Gladiator 1 for the first time. I've missed I've missed a bunch of super famous movies. I don't know how, they just kind of passed me by. Anyway, so we were going to go to Gladiator 2 when he got back from work. I was planning on just like having quite a relaxed day, like I said, doing a bit of work, but then maybe looking quite nice to go to the cinema because we were also going out for dinner. I thought it was going to be quite nice because I'd looked gross all day because I'd been in the car for like 5 hours. So that was my plan. And then I started to edit the video that I wanted to upload that day. So we're talking about the day that I uploaded the video that ended up being about handball. So this is a spoiler if you've not seen it because it's titled like Mystery Sports Event, and it was handball. So it was a really, what's the word? It was a really difficult, really difficult video to edit. Why isn't the word coming to me? Oh my God. It was like a huge achievement to edit it, or no, I don't even mean that. It was really ambitious. That's what I mean. It was a very, very ambitious video for like so early on. And I had a lot of huge technical difficulties. My laptop, I've got the cutest little laptop. It has struggled so much with video editing. I had no idea how difficult it would find video editing. It feels like I've successfully completed a challenge of like how to kill your laptop in the space of a week because it's so sad. Every single time I turn it on just now, it's like, kill me. It's having a really bad time. So I was having some technical difficulties, huge ones that afternoon. And actually I ended up, plot twist, it wasn't all to do with my technology. It was also a huge user error. I basically opened up the wrong file and started editing an old version of the video. And then I hadn't realized until it was way too late that I was editing an old one. So I had all of these issues with it. You guys know, because in handball, there's like a 20-second, I repeat myself for 20 seconds. I've not even watched it back. Honestly, I was too upset about that. But basically what happened was once I've edited a video, getting it, then like downloading it onto my computer, like exporting it at that point, it was taking such a long time. My laptop's a little bit happier now because I got some external storage, but it was very, very unhappy and it was taking a very long time. So Andreas came home from work. I was disgusting and so stressed. And he said, well, I mean, like, shall we stay here so that you've got time to fix this? You need to be on Wi-Fi, your laptop needs to be plugged in and stuff. And I was like, absolutely not. He'd bought tickets already for Gladiator. And I was like, I don't want to change our plans just because I've had an issue with a video. So I took my laptop with me because I knew it was pretty close to the video being fully rendered. And I was like, it's done. So I just need to, once it's rendered, I just need to check it. And then when we get home later on, we knew we were going to be getting back at about 11 p.m. So I would have enough time to upload it onto YouTube in an hour. Like that part doesn't really take that long. So when I managed to export it onto my laptop, like while we were out and about, so we went out for dinner, we were literally sitting at the dinner table. I have my laptop. I've been carrying my laptop through the shopping center to the place that we're having dinner, just an open laptop in my arm. I looked bizarre. Also, I looked terrible. I looked so awful. So I'm carrying my laptop and then I managed to download the video and I was like, amazing. The stress is over. I have actually done this in enough time. And I listened to it and my audio was so off. It was so off. I had selected something, which meant that clips that weren't meant to have sound did have sound. It was awful. And I just like turned off my laptop and like tried not to cry in public, because that was my day 2 video. So I had failed at this task I'd set myself. I'd failed on day 2. Guys, it was just, at that point, it was honestly too much to handle, the thought of failing that early on. Because in my head, I was like, I mean, I am really hard on myself. And the task that I've taken on has been incredibly ambitious. Like at this point, so this is the 9th of December. I have only been editing for about 2 weeks. And I have managed to produce, at this point, I have produced 9 videos. And I know that that's pretty impressive for someone who like 2 weeks ago didn't even know how to use any video software. And all of my gear was like brand new to me. And I was super uncomfortable in front of the camera. But at that point where that video was messed up and I knew I couldn't fix it. I couldn't fix it in the time that I had left without going home and then not going to the cinema, which also seemed like a terrible solution. In my head, I was like, well, of course this happened. You absolute bleeping loser. That's what I thought. I mean, yeah, I was really hard on myself, but I was like, you don't even have a job. Like, you don't even have a job. This has been your job. How have you failed at this so dramatically on the 2nd day? So that's the kind of stuff that's going through my head. And Andreas was like, right, okay, is there no way that we can just make some changes and like process it again? At this point, my battery is dying on my laptop. And obviously I didn't take my charger because in my head, I was like, oh, it just needs about another 15 minutes to export, like it'll be fine. But then we ended up having to do the entire thing again with some editing. So my battery was dying. We were sitting in the supermarket with me, really, really trying not to cry, and Andreas like giving me support. So we managed to make some edits and we started downloading it again. So my battery's dying. Thankfully, we were pretty close to a big supermarket. So we went into their like technology department and plugged my laptop in, and I was just watching it do one of the slowest renderings of its entire life. Like at this point, my laptop is so sad. My laptop's experiencing some real sadness and huge amounts of distress. And then we were outside the cinema. We were already late for the movie, but we knew that it was like just about to start, so it hadn't quite started yet. And then you'll see me, because obviously I'm going to show you these clips. You will see me outside the cinema just watching the percentage of the video rendering going up, which was good because then it's closer to being done, but watching my laptop battery go down at the same time. And just those percentages being like, oh my God, am I going to get it at just the right? So obviously it's not even a spoiler. You guys know I managed. So it finished downloading whilst we were in the cinema. My laptop was on the floor and I was like watching these numbers just like gradually creep up. And I was very relieved, but at that point I still had to get the video on YouTube. So I was like, I'm still not home and dry. So we went home that night and I managed to upload it at 11:32. And I vowed to myself that would never, ever, ever happen again. And it hasn't, because I think the next day I filmed a bunch of videos that I'd been planning on doing, so that I bought myself some time and some wiggle room, and I will never again be rendering a video the same day that I have to upload it. Just like it's crazy. It's so stressful, and I really don't need that in my life. So after I managed to do that, then I was in the cinema, right? And actually watching Gladiators 2 was the best thing I could have watched at that point, because those people had real problems. The gladiators, the people of ancient Rome, they were not doing so well. No spoilers for the movie, but you guys know how tough Rome was. It really, really helped put some things in perspective. I was like, I'm a woman on the internet putting up silly little videos, and actually nobody is watching yet. So it's like, it's fine if I don't manage, like it's fine. Nobody's gonna die here. But on the other hand, it was only day 2. Day 2! And I thought, I know I've set myself like an insane challenge to do a video when I'd never ever done any video editing before, and I'd never done any filming for YouTube, to then do a video every day of December. But it did just feel, it would have felt very, very bad if I hadn't managed that. It's like I really needed to prove that to myself, you know? So anyway, that is the story. Here are the clips of me having a very, very stressful time in public. There's one point where, sorry about that, guys. My battery died. So I was explaining that the first number I say is the percentage it has rendered already, and the second number I say is the battery. And I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was scary. I was at like 10% laptop battery. Anyway, it was really down to the wire. That is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching if you got to the end of this. Because I guess like a lot of my other videos, kind of haphazard and chaotic. I think that might be my video style, at least for now. Probably not forever, but I reckon you're not going to see anything that from me for a little while that seems really polished. The video editing, it's really hard. It's really hard. Okay, thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate you. Take good care. Bye.
How you getting on?
17% converted, 8% left. But we're charging. I think I look as insane as I feel. Come on. 18% left.
Power stance.
This is more accurate. Oh, it's going so much faster now.
How you managing?
17%. We've got 12% battery. If we make it, I might have a silent cry in the Also, if I don't make it, I'm definitely gonna have a silent cry.